stuck here. The cops won't bother me. I'm gonna go for a ride now. I have quite a bit of my choosing here. I got the Ninja 250 that I fixed up, and I spent an entire day working and fixing the carbs. But I could take the NC, but the FJR is a much better bike for today's riding because it is freezing. Even though it's sunny, it's like 45 degrees out, and just 2 days ago it was 70 degrees. So this bike is one of the reasons this makes a very good bike to keep for a very long time. So cold, but in this bike it feels like I could ride it even in the coldest day of winter. I mean, it pulls really well. There's no issues at all with the way this bike pulls. So this is the coldest I've ever ridden this FJR, and it feels great. It doesn't feel too good when you're riding and it's hot because this wind protection is just so good on it. I have my windscreen, which is the C. Bailey windscreen, at the highest point, and I have my helmet even cracked because I'm getting such good airflow through the bike. I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of wind. But this is the bike that you guys want if you want to do cold weather riding. It's very windy, by the way, and when you have windy conditions you kind of get blown around quite a bit. But because this bike is so big and so heavy, it actually helps it. You know, one of the issues that this FJR has, because this is an 05, and apparently the second gen FJRs, which I believe begin in 06, are the ones that don't have the engine issues that these have. And it's not a big engine issue. It's just like the cam chain rattles. It makes some sort of noise, but honestly it seems like people just want an ultra quiet engine, and when they get it, it usually develops, from what I hear, at 7,000 miles. So if your FJR in the first gen goes past 7,000 miles to like 40,000 miles and it's not making that noise, then just don't worry about it. It's probably not going to do that noise. But it's just a noise issue, and all the Yamahas I've had some sort of noise engine, and I've never really cared too much. I just ride them. I just make sure that the valves are fully adjusted on all of these bikes, and the interval adjustment on these FJRs is, I believe, 27,000. It's like one of the longest intervals for valve adjustment I've ever seen in a motorcycle. $3,000 for a 1300cc super sport bike like this, sport touring with emphasis on super in the sport, is a bargain. I mean, this bike, I believe, is $16,000 brand new. Not this one in particular. I think it was always that expensive. The new ones, the new FJRs, have quite a bit of new things. Like what I would really like is the electronic suspension that the new ones have. I would love to have that. I have not ridden an FJR with electronic suspension. I would love to ride one like that. They're much more expensive, so if you guys are out there and you have an FJR with electronic suspension, I would love to ride one. I worked for a company for a short amount of time, and they developed electronic suspension for Porsche 911s, McLarens, and all of these other fancy cars. So I kind of know a little bit about them. I don't know too much, but I love the idea of electronic suspension. Yeah, I can't wait until I ride my Ninja 250. It's gonna be cool. But, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna keep the Ninja 250 for a very long time. And it's not because I don't like it. I like it fine. But I hate the idea of having carbs on a bike. Carbs are just so difficult to deal with. You know, in comparison, my Ninja 250 needed a whole lot more work than my V-Strom 650. It's, you know, sure, I put like 20,000, 30,000 more miles on the Ninja 250 than I did the V-Strom, but I kind of feel like, I absolutely feel like the V-Strom has been way more maintenance free than the Ninja 250. This is Patuxent River State Park. Let's see if I can go in here. Last time I was in here, I think it was on the weekend, there were cars everywhere. You couldn't even find a parking space. And I had ridden my NC over here, and it was just packed. I didn't even know there was like such a, there's a trail here. Alright, I'm gonna take a pee break, guys. Yeah, man, this bike, it looks pretty darn good. I don't like the looks of the top trunk, but even without the bags, it looks good. And this one's got LED lights and all of that jazz. He put the steel braided brake lines. It's very comfortable. Very comfortable bike to ride. And of course, I love that the oil filter is just on that left side. And it's a reusable oil filter too. So that makes it so much easier to kind of live with. I'm liking this bike a lot, but it is a little too heavy. There was a guy that messaged me and he wanted to trade a bike for this. And he was really trying to convince me, but then I asked, what bike? And he's like, oh, a Ninja 250. I'm like, man, I just got a Ninja 250. I actually had another Ninja 250. I had another one and then another one. So I'm definitely not going to trade it for a 250. So if you want to get this bike, and this bike is well sorted out, and it's a freaking Canon. Just a freaking missile of a bike. I mean, look how fast. This thing is just so unbelievably fast. I thought those were cops, so I slowed down. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.